welcome to episode 52 of the Nintendo Prime Podcast. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So we actually have a patron on this week, Mr. Be Righteous over there.
Hello, everybody. How y'all feel today?
Feeling pretty good. How about you, Eric?
Oh, yeah.
As always, Eric Moore joining me.
Hello, everybody.
And you guys know who I am by now, Nathaniel Rumpleljants, a.k.a. Mr. Nintendo Prime, or Mr. NPM, or N Prime, or Ninty Prime, or all of the names, because I mentioned like we might have to rebrand, so now everyone's like convinced that we're rebranding for sure. It's not 100% for sure, folks, that we're rebranding, all right? We'll see. I have a merchandising deal that I've been working on with this company. They said they were going to come through with me, but it's been over a week since their last contact. So we'll see. If that falls through, then I might have to adjust some things. But whatever. Who cares about merch today? You don't see me wearing merch. You see him wearing some college stuff. So it is what it is. Got to represent that UW lacrosse.
Oh, yeah.
Eagles, baby.
Indeed.
Is that the college that you actually donated to the scholarship for?
Yeah.
Okay. Had to make sure because you got 2 different degrees at 2 different colleges. So
Sorry.
Three degrees. Sorry, my bad. Mr. College Education over there.
Yeah.
So the topics for this week, the kind of rundown here. Actually, before we do that, I did mention Be Righteous is a Patreon backer. He is from our $20 tier. That is the tier where you get to join us on a podcast. We actually had one other person that was supposed to join us today, but they got caught up at work. It is what it is. I think they also said they could be on the episode on the 15th that we record, so you might see him again pop up next week or the week after. We'll see how it goes. But for now, let's get right into the topics. The 4 topics we have this week is we're going to be talking a little bit about My Nintendo, of all things. Feels like we haven't really talked about that since it launched. So here we are like a year later, and we finally get to talk about something positive or maybe negative. It kind of depends on your viewpoint. Yeah. The second topic we have for this week is really about how many games are on the Switch and how good those games are in comparison to the last 2 generations of Nintendo and even PlayStation 4. That's going to be a fun conversation there. Our third topic, we're revisiting Mario Kart Tour because we have learned that it is free to start. So that's going to be an interesting topic. I don't know how long we'll talk about it, but we'll see. Who knows? Wherever the podcast takes us. And then topic 4, we have a potential developer for Metroid Prime 4.
Oh,
potential, unconfirmed, rumored. I mean, it's a rumor because we don't actually know that they're making Metroid Prime 4. So that's what makes it a rumor, but we know they're making something exclusive for Switch. So we'll get to that when we get there. All
Please.
Right. So the first topic then is about My Nintendo, and I call it the gold coin update. Did you know they're not called coins, they're called points?
Yeah. I kind of partially read that today.
Well, when you look at the My Nintendo thing, here's a giant gold coin, but it's a point. Here's a giant platinum coin. It's a point. Here's your Miitomo coin. It's a point.
Yeah.
What? The point systems don't look like coins.
No.
Anyways. So I've been calling it coins this whole time. I think in my news video I did about it, I kept calling it a coin as well, but it's not. It's points.
Prepare to get blasted.
Yeah, I'm going to get blasted because I got that wrong. Actually, the thing people were blasting me for, and by the time you guys hear this, I will already made the correction, is that you can't, I stated in the video that you can't redeem physical games for gold coins. You can. From what I was told, I have to test it. The first time you insert a cartridge, if you hit, I think it's the plus button on the game, it'll give you an option to redeem coins on My Nintendo. I've never actually done that, so I don't know at this juncture if it works. Plus, if it only works the first time you insert the cartridge, that's kind of lame because you might not know about it the first time you insert the cartridge. So that would mean all of my physical games, I couldn't do that with now.
Right.
But whatever, I got to do some more testing on that. I'll have that updated before this video even comes out. But what is interesting about this is that they are converting your gold coins into essentially a cashback program. IGN reported it as 5% of your purchase becomes cash back. And what that means is that you buy a $60 game, 5% of that $60 you get in gold coin value that converts into what would be 5% cash back on the Nintendo eShop on Switch. I hope that doesn't sound too complex. Essentially, you could take your gold coins and spend them on the eShop and use it just like a Nintendo eShop card or a credit card, etc. So yeah, it's just another way to pay for digital games or DLC. I believe it only works on Switch, if I recall what I read. And it's supposedly launching in March. This is according to Nintendo of UK. They have updated the Nintendo.com website or the My Nintendo like US website with it, but it doesn't actually give a date on there. So I don't know if they're going to launch it first in the UK and then in the US after, kind of staggered. Who knows? Nintendo might just be waiting to have like a big press release and announcement for it.
Or not. You never know with Nintendo.
Yeah, or not. We don't know what's going on. So there's a few different things that we could talk about with this. Do you guys have any initial reactions at all to this? I don't even know if you guys use My Nintendo.
Yep. I to verify with you, I just had turned on my Switch and I had Batman Telltale game, and I went ahead and went to the options menu and I redeemed it with the cartridge.
Yep.
It gave me 8 gold points. So
okay.
So it does work.
All right, cool.
It's like a certain amount or whatever. So
yeah, and of note, the gold coins that you get expire a year from when you redeem it.
Yes, that's correct. I'm on my cell phone now, and I'm looking at it. It lets you know when it expires and everything.
So I'm hoping that it launches like March 1st. So our Breath of the Wild credit on March 3rd can actually count.
Yeah.
Although I never redeemed mine, so I guess I'm in the clear because I still have to redeem it.
Yeah.
So got any thoughts since you obviously use My Nintendo over there?
Oh yeah, I really like it. I have redeemed stuff like the different wallpapers and things, and also some of the Nintendo 3DS games. But I really like the fact that they have the Switch versions and stuff coming out, because honestly, that's what I really want to play everything on.
Sure.
When I go back to my 3DS now, I'm just like, okay, I really don't want to play nothing unless the stuff is a JRPG, so I'm good.
Yeah. So can you explain the difference between the gold coins and the platinum coins? I'm sorry, points.
Points. Yeah, a little bit. The platinum points are for stuff that's more like like a mobile game a little bit, or like wallpapers and stuff like that. Whereas the gold points are more for like if you're purchasing like software titles and everything, like digital titles from the Nintendo eShop. That's the biggest. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, like you can earn. I know the platinum coins can be earned. In Miitomo, you used to earn it through achievements, but now they're getting rid of Miitomo, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
And Miitomo had its own coins, so it might not even matter. And they also had they might even have achievements on there now for their other mobile games. I have no idea. I know that you could do surveys on there, and that would give you platinum coins.
Yeah.
So like it's easier. Basically, it's easier to get platinum coins without spending any money. But I never really felt like anything you could redeem with it was really worthwhile to me.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Because My Nintendo is what they replaced Club Nintendo with. And Club Nintendo, a lot of people loved it way back when because they gave you awesome, like really cool physical rewards. They don't do that now. They say they might do that in the future, but whatever. I could separate the two because the whole reason that they did the rebranding and this rebooting was probably to separate from that reputation. So I'm fine with it being like this digital thing where you get discounts on games and you get, these skins and everything. But, I'm sitting on, I think I have 640 gold coins, and who knows, I have more because I have to redeem my physical games. I've been sitting on them this whole time because there hasn't been anything really worth spending on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I know you could spend them on certain free games on 3DS. But I don't care about that.
Right.
So I just sat on them. 'Cause I'm like, I got all these coins from my Switch, so why can't I use it for anything on Switch? Oh, I could buy 3DS skins.
Woo!
Okay. Those skins are like $1 on the 3DS. If I really want them, I'll just buy it.
Right.
I want to use my coins for something more substantial, even if I had to bank them up.
Yeah.
That was what was cool about Club Nintendo is, yeah, you could go and you could get like something really dirt cheap off of there, even a physical reward. Oh, I can go get the 1-up Post-it notes. Or I can bank up like 50,000 of those things and get like a cool light-up statue.
Right.
And that was awesome. I mean, that's just like the game. I mean, that's just like the GameStop reward program where you can always get like a little keychain or something, or you could bank it up and get $25 cards to use, $50 cards to use, like really, really cool gaming merchandise. And it might take you a while to bank it up, but they give you a long enough period to hold on to your points to bank it up if you are a frequent shopper. That's why I still, even when I buy digital games, I will go buy an eShop card from GameStop because I get credit for that in the rewards program. And because I use it on the Switch, I get double credit because I get all the points on my rewards program as well. So you might as well take advantage of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the only way you get a better deal than that is if you can find the eShop cards for less than they're worth.
Right.
You know, if you can find a $50 one, they're selling it for $40. Cool, that's a good deal. But I just never felt like there was anything to spend the gold on that mattered. It felt like My Nintendo was launched without much direction for Switch. And it's weird because they were really pushing it with Switch because of the Nintendo account system, which is only available on Switch. I'm sorry. I think it's available on the mobile apps now, Nintendo account system. That's where people think it's a universal account now. I hope it's a universal account. We assume it's one because we assume Nintendo's not just going to make another Nintendo Network ID.
I pray not. They really need to get rid of the what's it called? The friend codes, because I mean it would be just so much simpler just to have, just a simple username, or even something as simple as just give me like a passcode to my friend or something like that. Just make it easier.
Yeah.
To connect with people.
Yeah. The thing is, like, if they're gonna let people change usernames all the time, which by the way, I don't like that. Because the reason I don't like that is when I go on my friends list, if people change their username, I don't know who they are anymore.
Right.
So, I mean, it's like, who the heck are you? I'm just going to delete you. I don't recognize you. And really, I've been friends with them for 3 years and don't,
Yeah, right.
I play games with them all the time, but they changed their name and didn't tell me because there's no messaging system, so they can't tell me unless they can contact me outside of the Switch. Which that might get added in September. Who knows? But I've seen some complaints about the system because this gold coin update, because apparently something's happening where they are now going to devalue how many gold coins you get per game moving forward. And because now it's based on that 5% kickback. And so instead of like buying, as you said, you can have like a $60 game that you just bought. So instead of getting a coin per dollar, which is what it used to be, you get 5%. So you get 8. And apparently, this is also really weird too. There's something funky going on with digital when you pre-order games. Like you'll get, you can get 70 gold coins if you pre-order this game. But if you buy the game day one instead of pre-ordering it on the shop, you'll get 300.
Okay.
Interesting.
And then here you're on physical, you're only getting 8. So like this is all like messed up stuff that's happening right now.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
So it's like, go ahead and pre-order and preload the new Kirby game. Oh, but by the way, if you don't and you just buy it instead day one, you get way more coins. It should be you get the 300 plus the 70, in my opinion.
Right.
Or if that even seems too high because you're only getting 8 for physical, like I don't even think there should be a difference between. The only difference really between physical and digital for the coin value, I feel like, should be on the pre-order. Like if you pre-order through their eShop, that you should get a bonus for that pre-order.
Right.
But you're still paying the same amount of money, digital or physical, either way. So you should get the same value back, in my opinion.
No,
Granted, you can resell your physical game, I guess. You can argue. So maybe you lose some value in it that way. I don't know. Either way. I mean, it's true. If you think about it, I can like own nothing, go over to a friend's house that has 70,000 physical Switch games and just start popping them in and claiming coins.
Yeah.
Now, the question is obviously if each cartridge can be claimed more than once.
Right.
I don't know if anyone's actually tested that, where they've claimed it, then handed it to a friend to see if they can claim it as well. Maybe we'll have to try that after the stream just to see what happens.
Well, one thing is, I tested it because I have another Switch that I just tested it with, but it's like a different account. As long as you have the game cartridge, it's not like tied to. I guess there's no like a MAC address, I guess, whatever in the game cartridge. Yeah. So you can put any game cartridge in there and it'll just register to that person. So
nice. Well, that might be why you only get 8. because you might share that cartridge with 30 different people and they're all claiming it.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to do that, but I mean, now we're talking about these coins converting to cash value.
Mm-hmm.
So people are definitely going to be swapping games just to claim.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You have Lego City. Yeah. Pop that bad boy in and claim some coins quick.
Yeah, right.
That's interesting. Cool. Right, well, we're gonna have to start swapping.
Yeah,
let's start swapping. I want to bank up those coins. I want 1,000.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that gets me in value because they still haven't released numbers for like what that equals. Is that if I have 1,000, is that $10? Is that $100? Is it $5? I don't know.
Yeah.
They haven't really told us.
Well, only thing they said yet is just that gold points can be earned by purchasing downloadable games with at least $5 or higher. Mm-hmm. And anything that is a physical game, you'll get the gold coins for. Only for Nintendo Switch ones, though.
Yeah. So I don't. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with the system. I think a lot of the people complaining or a lot of the concern is just from, again, kind of another big announcement or semi-big announcement with no details. Yeah. Like, hey, we're going to do this really cool thing and it's launching next month, but we're not going to tell you anything else about it. We're not going to give you the exact specifications for what do your gold coins transfer into cash value-wise on this. I mean, granted, this information is going to come. Mm-hmm. You assume it's going to come before they launch it. Maybe in a Nintendo Direct or something. But again, it's kind of like when I was criticizing before about dropping all those announcements at the investors meeting and through Twitter. It's kind of like at some point, you got to stop dropping announcements when you're not willing to give any information on it.
Right.
I feel like they're just Metroid Prime forming us like every single time they decide to open their mouth about something new. Hey, this thing's going to happen, but we can't tell you anything else about it.
Yeah.
Coming in a month. Have a good day. What?
Oh, goodness.
Why do you do this to us?
I guess this is what... Oh, I mean, all right. You know what? We're in Nintendo shoes.
Oh, boy.
Eric, you know as much about this as I do because I just told you everything I know.
Right.
So, you're Nintendo now. The extra details that matter. How would you handle it? What would you do? What would the cash value be for you? How would you convert it? Would you fix anything with the current system? Go. You got a month to figure this out, but now you are Reggie Fils-Aimé up in front of millions of people on a live stream.
Yeah. So you got, oh gosh, thanks for putting me on the spot.
I always like putting.
I know you do, because I can never think on my toes.
You can.
I can.
Because you're working with the same information now. So
yeah. Yeah, I'd probably do like a 10-to-1 type of thing where each, 10 coins is $1. Or sorry, 10 points. My bad.
Yeah.
Points.
Gold points.
Gold points.
Specify.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're getting about that means you're getting about $1 a game, physical game. Roughly, just under.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
80
cents.
80 cents.
Roughly.
I kept thinking about it like,
and then it just
how does that affect the digital? Like if you get that 300 or whatever, 10 points per buck, how much is that? I can't even do the math right now.
30. It's
like $30.
Yeah.
Like why would you ever buy physical?
Yeah, that's true.
Now, granted, I don't think it's gonna stay at 300 or whatever.
Right.
I don't even like. I bought a bunch of digital games that I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Like I only have 640, so I don't really know how that works. So just what people were claiming in comment sections everywhere. I'm like, I can't verify any of this because I've never seen this.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out a way to make it, at least semi-fair for people who buy digital, at least, physical. Because, I don't know what you would charge for an actual game, being, how many coins you would, or how many points you would charge per game. I don't know if you do just.
I like your idea because
it'd be about 600.
Well, I like your idea because it basically means 100 coins is $10.
Right. It's easy math.
I have 600 and basically I have 640 coins. I have $64.
Right.
That's nice and simple. I mean, obviously, the hopeful in me is like 1 point per dollar, please.
Yeah,
because $640 in coins.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah.
I am set for a while. I'm not gonna have to worry
probably not happening.
I'm not gonna have to worry about thanks for that customer loyalty program, Nintendo.
Right. That's probably not happening. But I mean, and I wonder if there'd be a way. I'm pretty sure there would be that games that you purchase with your points, you're not going to get points for, because obviously that'd be just broken.
Well, it wouldn't
let me tell y'all this.
It would cost you a ton of points to get a game, and you're only going to get like 8 back.
Well, if you buy it digitally, you'll get 300 back. So you're basically getting, I guess half price.
That's not a $60 game.
Yeah.
So you're still not getting your full value back.
Right. You're getting half of it back.
Well, yeah, I know.
So,
but I doubt it's.
Yeah.
No, the thing that scares me is I think they're going to end up being like, yeah, we're just going to give you like 10 coins per game, no matter what value it is. We don't care if it's $5, $10, $15, $20, $60. You're just getting 10 coins.
Yeah. So
it's going to encourage people to buy a bunch of cheap coins, but it's like, yeah, but if you don't want to actually play those games, then why do you do it? But my fear is that they're going to do 100 coins per dollar. They're going to treat them as cents.
Yeah. I could see that.
So, like, I have 640 coins that I spent God knows how much money to even get.
Right. No, for sure.
Probably north of $300 just to have 640 coins. And to realize that my cashback program would be $6.40. I get better value just doing the Best Buy Gamers Club.
Right.
And like
20% off.
Yeah. Now, granted, you could stack the Best Buy's Gamers Club with the gold coins, and we're talking about a system that's absolutely free, doesn't cost any money, and like Amazon Prime, but you got to pay to have Amazon Prime
for sure.
If you're doing the Gamers Club, you got to pay for that. Whereas Nintendo, I mean, to be fair to Nintendo, they don't have to do any of this. They're the only platform holder that actually rewards you for just buying games. They did it with Club Nintendo, they're doing it with My Nintendo. No one else has done that. So it feels weird to complain. It's like you're looking at a gift horse in the mouth. Like, go, bitch and bitch and bitch about it, but they don't have to do any of it. But I don't know. It feels.
But at the same point in time,
well, if they're gonna make it cash value, it feels like you got to start looking at every other reward program that's out there.
Yeah.
Which are going to be like GameStop and Best Buy,
right?
Whatever. And you got to start thinking, well, look at the value they offer. You got to offer something better than a penny per point.
Right.
In my opinion.
And then
look how much money I had to spend just to get $6.40. I won't even pay attention to my gold coins at that point.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess price per value is it depends on how it's really doesn't matter. It's based off of basically how much they're charging for the game. Sure. If you know what I mean. Because they could charge a penny a point, or they can be a penny a point. But if they're only charging, 6,000 points, I mean, you're spending how many to just get, but theoretically it's $6.
Yeah, sure.
Save us, be righteous.
All right, so first things first.
We're going in loops.
I need to make a quick correction. So, I don't know if it's a error or something that happened, but the site that I'm on now, on Nintendo site, it says that a game card can only be redeemed one time. If it has already been redeemed by one Nintendo account, it cannot be redeemed again with a different one.
But didn't you just do it and it worked?
Yes, I don't know if I made an error or Nintendo or something, but I'm not going to try that again.
We need to do it all right now.
Yeah, right.
Good thing you have your Switch with. We got to start swapping.
Yeah, so right. I don't know if it's a thing. Like I said, I apologize. So,
well, basically he's saying Nintendo says you can't do it, but I just did it and it worked. So do it before Nintendo figures it out.
So I don't know. Then it says gold points. We can keep saying coins. It's points. Come on. Gold points for physical games must be claimed within 1 year of the game's original release date. So.
Wait, we're still good. We're still good. It came out March 3rd, so all games are still fine.
Yeah. Right. So pretty much anything from, what was it, 1-2 Switch, Breath of the Wild, and then Bomberman, Super Bomberman R. I think that was the launch games for that.
So wait,
day.
is it a year to claim the coins?
You have a year to claim, and then from the date
Yeah.
you claim, the coins expire a year after that.
Okay.
Right.
So theoretically,
So-
you have almost 2 years in a way.
I'm going.
Well, no,
definitely.
most people claim the first day.
Well, right. Sorry.
So yeah.
Okay.
So
And
does it work for y'all?
does
No,
what work?
we haven't tried it yet.
We haven't tried it yet. We won't do it until
Oh,
after
okay.
the podcast.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. I think it's really interesting. I personally remember, what was it? Back in the day, just like you were saying with GameStop, back when EB Games and I think it's Babbage's used to be a thing. They used to always have really cool incentive programs and stuff for their customers. And but for Nintendo doing this, it's like you said, it's like really like a freebie. I remember Sega used to do this a lot too, where you not really per se points, but you would basically just buy a whole lot of their stuff and you would just show proof of purchase. And they'd be like, all right, well, we'll send you this Sonic doll or whatever. So it's something that I'm definitely going to take advantage of because I got too many damn games anyway.
Sure.
So
Yeah. Well, I wish that the program, like, it's cool they're doing this, and maybe they'll still do this other one in the future. There was a time back during the Wii U when Satoru Iwata was talked about a customer loyalty program that they were, home cooking on the back end, where it was digital based because it was the easiest way to track your purchases. But it would basically be the more Nintendo games you bought, the cheaper new ones would get for you. So say you bought, Breath of the Wild and ARMS and Splatoon. Well, then when Odyssey rolled around, it'd be 15% off for you. Something like that. They didn't specify that kind of number,
right,
but basically
right.
he hinted that that's what it would be. The more, if you keep buying Nintendo games, we're going to make it so you're not paying full price anymore.
It'd probably be you'd buy those 3 and it's like 1% off. Hooray!
Well, even then, if it keeps
Yeah.
stacking percents.
Right.
If it goes 1%, then 2%, then 3%, it just keeps adding up. I mean, if you are buying all the Switch games,
Yeah,
that could
right.
really stack. The point was that it was a customer loyalty program that was based on your purchasing decisions. That wasn't like a point value thing. It was just, hey, look, if you like Nintendo games and you keep buying them, we're going to reward you for being a loyal customer and start
Right.
giving you them
Right.
cheaper over time.
they do it in other ways too, like with like when your birthday comes around and stuff, like
Sure.
they'll give you like 20% off on certain games and everything. So they're all around.
Yeah.
They're kind of doing it
Yeah,
the right
but
way.
they do it on the games that I don't care about.
Right.
It's just like, like I saw a post today on, I think it was Nintendo Everything or whatever. It said, man, this is like the best discount day ever for Nintendo Switch is happening right now. And like, look at all these big name games that are being discounted. And I'm like, none of them are Nintendo games.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of top tier indie games are being discounted. That's great.
Yeah.
Like, Rocket League, 30% off. I'm like, that's great. So it's finally going to be the price it is on everyone else's system.
Yeah. I think Golf Story's $11.99 right now.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that
Nice.
these are terrible deals. They're not, but it's kind of like when you talk about biggest sale ever, like you give me 20% off on my birthday month, but I can't buy any of your games
Right.
with that 20% off. It's like, you're not giving me a deal. The indies are giving me a deal.
Yeah. Right.
Or you're screwing the indies. I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
Beats me. Maybe you're cutting out your royalty fee out of it, so
Yeah.
it doesn't. I have no idea.
That's probably what it is.
But it's like, when I think of customer loyalty programs, like this is why I like what they do at GameStop. That's why I like what they do at Best Buy and all this stuff, because it's just, you just buy stuff and they just give it to you cheaper over time. And I was hoping that Nintendo was going to pursue that. When they launched My Nintendo, I'm like, okay, they got this. They're still doing the coin thing, but I feel like over time, now that they're tracking all my game purchases, they're going to start eventually rolling out, maybe when the paid online system came around, that they would roll out this customer loyalty program. And I actually don't think it's going to happen anymore. Now that they're doing cash back for gold, it's kind of like, okay, well, now that you're doing that, you're not going to also offer, incentive laden, discount programs for loyal purchasers.
No.
You're not going to do that and give us cash back. It's not happening.
That'd be crazy.
I'd love it to happen, but it's not going to happen.
Right. No.
They love money too much.
Yeah, they do.
Right.
They do. Well, and the loyalty program to me always made sense because they were keeping it to digital games, and digital games have the highest profit margin.
Mm-hmm. So
So really, even as they're giving you, say, 15 or 20% off, they're really just cutting out the money that they lose on retail games.
Mhm.
So they would still be making super high profits anyways.
for sure.
So it was still something that basically made the games feel cheaper than they really are, but Nintendo's really making the same amount of money they do as if you went to the store and bought them.
Right.
It's just cheaper for you, so it feels good.
Right.
And that's why I'm like, well, it actually makes a lot of sense then. If they top out their discounts at 20%, and 20% of every retail game goes to packaging and manufacturing of the cartridges and retail cut and blah, blah, blah. Well, then, okay. I mean, it's a win-win, really. Customers feel good because they're buying the game at $20 cheaper. Nintendo is still making the same profit off as they would if it was a physical copy. Sweet.
Right.
But obviously that's not happening. Here's the thing. I don't want to complain about what they're doing now because we don't know enough about it.
Why does it seem like we keep saying that?
Because I think that this is like the trend in 2018.
Yeah.
Nintendo tells us stuff, but they don't tell us any real information.
So it and also, sorry, not to get political, but it sounds like a lot of politics nowadays, where they tell you they're going to do something, but they don't tell you how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
I will do this. I promise you. When I get into this, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, how are you going to do it? I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm going to do it. What?
Mexico's going to pay for the wall, remember?
Yeah, right.
How? They're just going to do it.
Yeah, right.
Because you told them to? They're just going to be like, you know what? That seems like a good... Let's invest all the... You know what? I guess if they can convince the cartels to pay for a wall they clearly don't want.
Right.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to swing it political.
It's okay.
It's all good.
That's what it feels like, though.
But yeah, I mean...
It feels like Nintendo is like a candidate out there playing the field and being like, look, we're announcing all this great stuff. It sounds good, but we're not telling you any information about it, how it's going to work, what's going to happen with it. Sure, hey, it's launching in March. Oh, okay.
Sure.
No other information on it, just launching in March.
Yep.
In March, you can use gold coins on the eShop to buy games.
Yep.
No information on how it works. No information on what the values are. No information on if anything the way it works now is going to change, because it sounds like the way it works now is a little wonky between digital and physical.
I'm actually not going to lie right now.
That's the same thing with the Nintendo Switch Online service. We know that it's coming out in September, but we don't know anything about what it's going to offer other than what they've told us previously with the virtual console.
Well,
but we're even with that, we really don't know.
That's the thing. Like, we're going to give you an NES game that has online leaderboards with multiplayer. I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
So how does that work? No, nothing?
No,
but we know when it's coming out. All right.
I mean, companies get leaks like all the time, and like Nintendo's is just that one company. Like, it's so hard to get anything out of them. It's like trying to squeeze water out of a stone.
Yeah,
you know
well, we get
saying?
leaks. Once the things start coming west is usually when we get leaks, right? Like when NOA starts working on some stuff for it, we get leaks. But it's kind of like, obviously NOA is not doing anything right now with this online system, which also scares me. But I don't know what's happening, man. I'm excited that Nintendo's doing this. I don't want to rain on the parade. Like every announcement they have made so far this year to me has been a net positive overall. Like when you talk about Nintendo Labo, great, awesome.
Right.
You know, you talk about Dark Souls coming, great, awesome. Even the ports and Tropical Freeze and all that stuff, great, cool. Let's get some ports. None of that sounds bad to me. You know, the coins doesn't sound bad to me. Mario Kart Tour doesn't sound bad. Like great announcements, but there's just
there's not a whole lot of details.
I don't want to call the Nintendo Online release date announcement great. Because here's the interesting thing with that. They are the first platform holder to ever paywall multiplayer in the middle of a generation. Xbox always did it from day one.
Right. PlayStation
didn't do it till the launch of PlayStation 4. They offered a paid service on PlayStation 3, but it didn't paywall multiplayer until PlayStation 4 came out. Now Nintendo, year and a half in, hey look, all that multiplayer you've been enjoying for free, paywalled. Granted, it's a cheap paywall, but it's still a paywall. And they're going to get away with it.
Right.
The fans are going to defend it because, at least it's not as expensive. And that doesn't change that it's a paywall.
Right.
It doesn't change that the only reason you're getting that thing is so you can keep playing Splatoon 2 online.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I don't want to say that's a net positive because how can I talk about that? It'd be different if it was an optional service that offered the NES games and some other stuff, but it's not optional for multiplayer. You won't know why it's not an optional service because they know no one's going to buy it if they don't put multiplayer behind it. Same reason that Sony did it. PSN blew up when they threw multiplayer behind it because people were required now to get it.
But again, like you said, it was at the beginning
of a generation.
Of
so it's like fans knew going into buying PlayStation 4 day one it was going to be there. Now,
Right.
Nintendo technically announced that there would be a paid online account system before Switch came out, but it never showed up. And they never really talked about it, and they kept ignoring all the questions about it and kept delaying it back to a point where people were like, well, maybe they're just going to cancel the paid service.
Right.
Or launch what they have now and charge for it next time.
And we're a year and a half into it.
Yeah. We're going to be almost to the second holiday period.
Right.
And well past a year anniversary of the launch.
Yeah. About a year and a half in.
Yeah.
If not a little bit, slightly more.
But again, I don't want to say that's a net positive or net loss until we know more. Because again, we don't know enough. We don't know enough about that. We don't know enough about the My Nintendo Gold Coin update that comes out in a month or so. Story of 2018.
I'm not gonna lie though. I thought about buying ukulele tonight. I'm kind of glad I held off.
Is it on sale?
No, but
I
was just on the store and I'm like, I want to play it. I'm not gonna get it right now, but hopefully, if I can turn in a couple of the games for some points, hopefully I can bank up at least.
You know what I hope they do?
Yeah.
I hope that when the paid online system launches, they pull a Steam and allow you to gift games to people.
Mm-hmm. That would be awesome.
The only problem is how do you do that?
Because what do you mean? How do you do that?
I suppose it'd have to
when you go to just like on Steam, when you go to purchase the game, you have a choice to buy it for yourself, or there's another button that says gift to a friend.
Right.
And then you just choose your friend off your friends list. And you gift it to them.
I was going to say it'd have to be off the friends list.
Yeah, you did it to me with Lords of Rome too. So like
right.
I mean, because that's always cool. Because if there's a game, like I know you want ukulele, you're not paying attention to sales all the time.
Right.
I see a hot sale 50% off. I'm like, you know what? I got some cash later on. Let me just pick it up real quick and toss it at you.
For sure.
You know, like I don't know. I always thought that the gifting, because like Be Righteous even over there, he's got me some games. It's kind of like it'd be so much easier if you could just gift it over the thing and you don't have to email and all that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously, when you know people in real life, it's not as hard, but there's no physical copy of ukulele, so it's like, bring your Switch over and I will buy it for you on your system. Yay!
Hooray!
Anyways, let's move on to our next topic, and this is an interesting one. Kotaku, I think it was Kotaku of UK. Produced a very, very interesting article with lots of factual-based evidence and research, which it has to be stated in video game journalism. This doesn't happen very often, it feels like. So we need to give Kotaku some credit here for this kind of research that they did, because this is completely original. They didn't take it from anyone else. They did the work themselves. And essentially, the Switch has 3 times as many games as the Wii U at the exact same point, which they counted up to the end of 2017, which I think was 179 days or whatever. I can't remember the exact days. Or 179 games, 2 on 2. I can't remember. I don't have that number right in front of me. But yes, basically in the same amount of time on the market, Switch has 3 times as many games as the Wii U. It also has almost 3 times as many games as the Wii, believe it or not, how popular that was. It also, in the same amount of time, has like 2.5 times as many games as PlayStation 4. So take that for what you will.
Right.
And actually, what's really impressive, what makes it more impressive, because like people might argue, well, yeah, it's got more games than PlayStation 4, so it's got a lot of indie games. Right? No one cares about indie games. Well, the amount of 80 plus rated games, and this data comes off Metacritic. So they're just using Metacritic across the board for all the comparisons. So you could talk about how much you hate Metacritic, but at least they're using the same data point for all these systems. So it has the most 80 plus rated games by a massive margin over the same time span compared to Wii and Wii U. They did not put up any direct comparison there to PlayStation 4. Maybe they were worried about fan wars or something. I don't know. But I know for a fact that in at least the first 4 months that Switch had more 80 plus rated games than PlayStation 4's first 4 months. But Xbox One also had more 80 plus rated games than PlayStation 4 over the first 2 years. So it's kind of one of those. PlayStation 4 didn't necessarily have a ton of 80 plus rated games for the first year or two. So taking that all into consideration, what does this mean?
Switch is amazing. That's what it means.
Switch is absolutely incredible.
Like, is this going to be maintained? Because now, Switch's current game pace, if it maintains the trajectory it's at, Switch will have more games than any system in history.
Right. It's kind of funny because it feels like, I don't know if it's still the case, but the knock against the Switch was always it
has no games.
Yeah, it has no games. It has no games.
It's got more games than every system before it at this point in time.
It's a Breath of the Wild machine. It's an Odyssey machine.
It's because all people seem to care about is AAA third-party multi-platform games, because they're going to keep knocking the Switch because it doesn't have the latest Call of Duty, it doesn't have the latest Assassin's Creed, it doesn't have, it's probably not getting Red Dead Redemption 2, and blah, blah, blah. So they keep knocking it for not having the big AAA games, but you know what it is getting? All of the B-tier games, all of the indie games, all of the Nintendo's games at this point.
Well, yeah.
I mean, for the most part, besides whatever they throw out on 3DS.
Right.
Like, I think Kirby's Battle Royale or whatever just launched.
Yeah.
Or is about to launch.
Yeah.
I saw some reviews for it go up. So.
It's out already.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. As I say, I saw some reviews. I wasn't sure on the release date because I don't have a 3DS right now, so I just don't care.
That's not the one where you can ride the friend train, right?
I don't think so, no. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is.
Yeah, I don't remember which one. No,
I think Star Allies.
Yeah, Star Allies is the one that.
That's
Yeah,
the Switch one.
Okay.
Yeah, the friend train.
The friend train.
Man, Be Righteous. Like, how does this make you feel? Just how crazy. I mean, this isn't even like opinions. This is just like factual information. Switch has a crap load of games. Lots of 80 plus. It is. What is it? There was over 40 plus 80 plus rated games. And
that's crazy.
It is on pace right now within the first year and a half to have more 80 plus rated games than the entire lifetime of Wii.
I mean, it's insane. I mean, just thinking about like the fact that, Metacritic is, it's its own thing, but for them to compile all this information to get all of the data from the time that the Switch has come out to now in comparison to past Nintendo consoles, I mean, how do we top that now? Like, how do we make 2018 better than the first year? Because if it's going to continue to go at that same pace, I'm going to be broke forever, y'all. I'm just like never going to have like any money because it was like, okay, well, it's coming out digitally, physically. And I cannot tell you how many times I've doubled and triple dipped on, a Nintendo Switch game simply either to gift it to somebody else or I bought the digital, then I got the physical copy or I had both or whatever. Wow. But I mean, it's just, to me, it's worth it because I'm more of a collector than anything else, and I play them as I play games.
Well, I mean, if it keeps going at this pace, you're just going to have to stop double dipping. Yeah. One or the other.
Pretty much.
One or the other.
Pretty much. You're right. I mean, like y'all example, I got Overcooked on my
I just want that so bad. I still don't have
on my on my Switch digitally, but through Best Buy Gamers Club, I locked 20% off. I can get it physically. It's normally $40, but it was like 30 or whatever after the fact. So, but it's just I don't know. I still want to have physical games, and I don't mind because with the whole SD, like the micro SD card thing, doesn't bother me. It's just I'm just amazed at how much games have come out, and then also to the quality of them. It's not like shovelware like the Wii, like, oh, let's just put anything on there. I'm about to say something. I'm sorry, y'all, but I don't want another Cooking Mama or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nothing wrong with that game. I love that game, but I'm just saying I don't want anything more like that. I mean, that's its own generation of its own. I'm sorry.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
Sorry,
I'm not even saying that sarcastic. Like Cookie Mama,
I'm kidding.
Yeah, he's being all sarcastic about that. Cookie Mama was really good for what it was.
Right.
Well, it's just like because I always liken it also to like the Trauma Team game. It's like that.
Oh man, I love that one. That was
you love that one, but Cookie Mama is the exact same premise, just with cooking.
Right, but I'm not worried about that.
I don't want to cook.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah, but
I want to sew somebody up.
The difference between those games, at least I hope this is the difference. I really shouldn't say this because I guess I don't know the youth out there. But like, if you're gonna play Cooking Mama, it's just gonna make you hungry. Go cook your own food. Yeah. But you're not going to become a surgeon unless you're actually cool to become a surgeon. So it's kind of cool to pretend to be a surgeon. You never know.
Right, and if you mess up, hey, it's no problem. All you got to do is reverse that time back.
I mean, you know what they should do? This does exist somewhere. I don't know. Instead of a Cooking Mama, it should be like a masterclass like Hell's Kitchen or something.
Yes.
With Gordon Ramsay just screaming at you every time you do something wrong.
Yes.
This chicken is so raw.
We need to make this happen.
Yeah.
I'm
like Cooking Mama says every time that you beat a level. He's like with this year with Switch, better than Mama. It's gonna be better than Mama.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh goodness.
That's creepy.
Right. I'm just messing with you. But anyway, so I think that I'm just looking at the Kotaku article now.
There's a lot of information in there.
Yeah.
By the way, we're gonna have the article linked in the description because you guys need to check out this article. It is insane the amount of information they gathered.
Yeah.
Man.
Awesome, man. Just one thing just to take from it is just at the very little last 2-3 sentences, it says that all indicators are that the Switch is massively outperforming its predecessors, both in terms of quality and quantity of games, and that can only be a very good thing for Nintendo and gamers alike. So
yeah, and this is before we even remind people that Switch is also currently the fastest selling console of all time.
Right.
So it's kind of like you want to know why it's the fastest selling game console of all time. Everyone wants to talk about gimmicks and this and that.
Yeah.
Well, now the games are proving why it is.
Right.
And we have factual data staring us in the face, being like, "This is why Switch is successful. Look at this. Here's they say games sell system. Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like people bought it. Maybe they bought it for Breath of the Wild and became a Zelda machine. But then look at all the great content they've gotten to play since.
Right. No, for sure.
I mean, Eric today just got Golf Story.
Yep.
He's gonna love it. I know he's gonna love it. Oh, it's so good.
It's like Earthbound, dude. I'm telling you, bro. You're gonna enjoy it.
I
haven't even beat mine yet because too many good games.
Yeah, right.
I keep getting new games and playing them.
Right.
But it's also a game I'm savoring because I know when I'm done with it, I'm gonna be done.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be a game I'm gonna replay. So it's kind of like, all right, just pace it. Do I want to make it a 4-year game for myself? Do I just want to pound it out over a weekend?
Yeah, right.
It's like, what do I got to get in that mood? Probably when summer rolls around, I start thinking about doing some real world golf, and I'm like, I got to finish Golf Story before I can do that.
Yeah.
Right? I need to become a pro in Golf Story before I can go try to become a pro in real life. I'm not gonna become a pro. I suck.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, at least you can hit the ball.
Yeah, I'm better than you.
Yeah, I can't hit the ball more than 10 yards, so we're good.
Yeah, everyone can get lucky once in a while.
No, dude, you haven't seen me golf.
Well, what if off the tee?
No, I can't.
No,
Okay, so maybe I get 30 yards off the tee.
No. Off the tee box. Let me correct myself.
Okay.
I allow you to drop hit it so you can swing it like a baseball card.
Yes.
So if you get lucky and hit that sweet spot with a baseball.
Just Happy Gilmore.
You know what? I'll just let you straight up use a baseball bat for your tee off. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was about to say one thing on the eShop that I pre-downloaded that I think everybody should really check out is, of course, there's Celeste. Everybody knows about that. There's another game called Dandara, Aegis Defenders, and Mercenary Saga Chronicles.
Okay.
Those are all reasonably priced ones. Mercenary Saga is a tactical RPG.
Nice.
Aegis Defenders, you need to check out the trailer for that. The art style is incredible. And Dandara is like its own Gravity Metroidvania style game. It has like a black protagonist in it. I really, really like that. And of course, y'all know what Celeste is because you played that on your channel before.
I have not played Celeste. 5J.
Or something. No. 5J did. Thank you.
Yeah. I actually don't own Celeste. The only thing I know about Celeste is it got a 10 out of 10 on IGN.
Well,
how much that matters to people, I don't know. But apparently it's not the only outlet it got 10s from.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very rare. As rare as it is to see games get 10s, it's even rarer to see indie games get 10s.
Yeah.
And Celeste is got a pretty good closet full of 9s and 10s. It's not just on Switch. You can get it on other platforms as well, which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm actually one of those people that wish all games in the world that were on every platform, and all you had to choose is which way do you want to play it. But it is what it is. Yes, that means I wouldn't mind seeing Mario Kart and Zelda on an Xbox and PlayStation.
Well,
blasphemy. I know.
We're done.
But
it's evil. Cooking.
But the thing is, I still would have bought it on Switch because I want them portable.
Yeah.
So like, it really doesn't change my purchasing decision, but whatever. This is just a crazy thing. 3 times as many games as Wii U at this point, which that doesn't surprise me because Wii U tanked. But the fact that even more than Wii, like significantly more than Wii, and significantly more than PlayStation 4, the current leader of this generation. I understand things pick up over time, but that's the crazy thing. Things pick up over time, which means it should be even more games coming out this year than last year.
Yeah.
Because think about, all these other systems, they started out slow and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, Wii came out like gangbusters. PlayStation 4 came out like gangbusters. Maybe took a little bit for all the devs to pick up on that. Mm-hmm. Well, Switch came out like gangbusters. And just because it has a lot of support now, still at the GDC, polling, whatever, is only 15% of developers are currently making something for it. There's 30+% or whatever that are interested in making games for it. Well, that was just slightly behind, I think, PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. I can't remember which one. But I'm like, okay, well, that's now. Next year, next GDC, I wouldn't be surprised if the polling comes out and it's 50% of developers are interested and 40% are making games for Switch. Mm-hmm. Because that seems to be where it's trending. I don't know what's going to stop this train with Switch, at least in the next 2 years. What?
I think with the Wii, I remember...
You still on the friend train over there?
No.
No, okay. No. He's sitting over there, looks like he's about to keel over.
Liquid nitrogen. We'll bring that back around.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, the end of my... It's not going to happen. We are not even close to on pace to hit 100K this year. So.
No. But still.
We got... I think we just hit 32,000 subs.
Nice.
Because for those who know what we're referencing, in our prior episode of the podcast, I said if we hit 100,000 subs in 2017, I will live stream dropping my Switch into a vat of liquid nitrogen. Yeah. Which means I'm really, really hoping that Nintendo is cloud saving by then.
Right.
But the thing is, like, I also knew that I'm not going to hit 100K this year. Yeah. I say that now, and all of a sudden we get to E3, and I glance at the numbers. I'm like, so I'm at 70K now?
Yeah, right.
Out of nowhere?
Yeah, right. Maybe we just need to throw this liquid nitrogen idea out there.
I need to rescind. Yeah. Oh man. Anyways, no, right. I'm not gonna. I don't want to gain subs because everyone wants to see me drop in liquid nitrogen. That's just being like, yeah. What happens if you microwave your Switch? Well, at 100K subs,
here we
go. Guarantee it doesn't survive. My microwave probably doesn't survive either.
Probably not. Your house may not survive either, depending on how
the whole thing be burning down.
Yeah, right.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, this house especially.
You're right.
They blow it up. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's a good thing. Claim the insurance money. How did your house? I put my Switch in the microwave.
Like, don't worry.
There's an electrical fire, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's an electrical fire. That's a no fault.
Blame it on the kids.
Yeah, right.
The kids did it. I didn't do it. The kids did it.
Oh man. And obviously the 80+ rated game thing is insane. That's obviously credit to exclusive games, also credit to, even the multi-platforms like Celeste doing really well. I'm just really impressed. I knew the Switch had more games than most people figured. I actually did the math at one point. Their math actually seems low to me compared to the number that I pulled up. But also, I don't know how many of those games actually have reviews on Metacritic. So there's always going to be some of those obscure indie games that just no one played, no one reviewed. So because the number they had, I had it at about 100 games higher, but it doesn't really matter because that's based on the eShop and what's available in the eShop, and not. I mean, there might be games that are released in the eShop that don't even have one sale. So
yeah.
It is what it is. But I'm just really impressed. Like anytime someone says, if you're a Nintendo fan out there and someone ever tells you Switch doesn't have any games, you link them this Kotaku article and walk away.
Right.
Don't argue with them.
Mic drop.
Because you're going to hand them the article, and because you already know what the rebuttal is going to be. What it doesn't have Call of Duty, but about okay, but look at what it does have.
Yeah.
Stop telling me about what it doesn't have, and actually look at what is on the system.
Right.
Then tell me there's nothing to play. And if you want to, they're like, yeah, well, none of those games are good. Just be like, go ahead, keep reading the article. Leads in 80+ rated games, but none of the games are good.
No.
Just Zelda and Mario.
Yep.
That's all anyone cares about. Granted, Zelda and Mario really sell hotcakes because, let's be honest, those are the flagship titles. That's just the way it is. All right, moving on to our next topic. Mario Kart Tour.
Yeah.
This apparently comes from the CEO of Dena. This came from that guy that I forget his name. I didn't even give you guys a source for it. It's the Masahiro or something. The guy who always tweets all the stuff for Forbes. He works in Japan, but he's always tweeting Nintendo stuff.
Oh, that guy.
Anyways, I'll have a link to him, link to the tweet down in the description. I can't believe I don't remember. Anyways, he was in on the investor meeting and all this stuff, and something to come out of all this stuff is that Dena, the CEO of Dena, which is the company Nintendo works with to release their mobile games, has said that Mario Kart is going to be free to start. So free to start, for those who don't are trying to figure out what that might mean. Sometimes people know what that means in terms of console games. Mm-hmm. You'll get like a game and you could play a little bit of it and then be like, okay, pay some more. Mobile games, it doesn't happen as often because usually it's either microtransactions
right.
or ads or something. Well, here they're like, sorry, I had to make sure that wasn't coming through. It's not.
Yeah.
All right. So here what they're doing is, sorry, there's a noise like going through our headphones now, but it's not actually in the audio recording, so it doesn't matter then. It's irrelevant. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you go through this Mario Kart thing, and the free-to-start aspect, if you're looking for an example, think Super Mario Run.
Yeah.
You got to play like 3 or 4 levels of it, and then boom, paywall, $10 to play the rest. Mm-hmm. That's basically what free-to-start means. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be that way. That's how they did it in the past. It could also be like you get, a few courses free, and then you hit a wall. Then you got to pay to continue, and then you can still hit another wall and another wall and another wall. So there can be multiple walls. If you want to think of a way, another way to look at this, if you want to think even in the console space, if you look at some of the Telltale games, sometimes you'll get like Chapter 1 for free, and then you get to the end of Chapter 1, you got to pay for Chapter 2, then pay for Chapter 3, pay for Chapter 4. That would be kind of like a free to start because you got to play the first chapter for free, and then you had to pay to continue. Usually you have to pay, but sometimes games do that to try to sell you on the concept before you pay for it. Mm-hmm. So, for starters, is that even a good idea for them to do this?
It really depends on how you look at it. I mean, I'm not, honestly, me personally, I'm not a fan of microtransactions, but if it has to be in a game, then at least I would, let's see, I will at least take time to enjoy it for what it is for free first, and if I really like it, then I'll invest into it. But they're talking about, different parts that you buy and upgrades and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I just want my cast of characters and kind of go from there. But
well, that would be the microtransaction method, right? Like buying different car parts and stuff like that. And that would obviously be massively profitable because they're, while I'm not going to participate in that, plenty of people will.
Well,
I'm not. Like if I'm not going to buy car
money
parts.
On, like if I have to spend money on to get, 200cc or whatever, I'm not doing that.
No, right.
Well, the thing is there's 2 aspects you look at this. One, to make the most amount of money, this is a bad decision, in my opinion. Because if you look at, if they handle it anything like Super Mario Run, which, where you kind of hit that paywall and then you got to pay to continue, that to me is troublesome. Because Super Mario Run did not sell that well. It is massively installed because people tried it out, but it didn't sell well because $10 was too expensive. Now they could argue, oh, we're not going to make it 10, we're going to make it 5. That's fine, but even lowering that price, people don't like the reason that the microtransactions, the ads, and all that stuff are so popular on phones is because people don't feel like they need to buy that stuff.
Right.
Like in Task Force Baseball, we don't need to buy those players. We want to. The game does a good job creating an environment where you want to spend money.
Yes.
But you don't need to.
No.
So that is how, that, and they end up making more money that way because you think about it, a majority of the players that play the game might not buy anything. Yeah, but when people do, they're spending $20, $30 a pop versus just $10 one time. And so it didn't really work for Mario Run. I don't know how the heck it would work for Mario Kart. I mean, you could argue that maybe it's more popular, but really, I don't know. 2D side-scrolling Mario is pretty damn popular.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I don't think it's going to work just because Mario Kart. And I'm actually okay with them doing microtransactions and stuff on the phone because that's what those games do. That's
Right.
my expectation.
Right.
I don't get upset about it. I know some people out there do. I don't. Why?
Yeah.
I mean, they're simple to play games. You play it for as much as you want. You don't ever have to spend money. If you're one of those people that can't help but spend money, that's a you problem. You know? I mean, I spend money on mobile games. I freely admit it, but only when I can afford it and only, if I feel like doing it. There's been times even in Task Force Baseball, which is probably the game I spent the most money on, where I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
Like the other day when it was $30 for this really, really good player, and I'm like, I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
Thought about it, I'm like, I can't really afford it right now. I'm just going to let it go. And that's the thing. Like, it doesn't bother me to have that option. I mean, you can argue all you want about how bad microtransactions are and loot boxes. Like, I understand. I get it. But at the same point, I always felt
they aren't charging you for the game, though.
The biggest reason for Nintendo to get into mobile is to diversify the revenue.
Right.
To maximize their revenue on mobile. And this, here's the thing. I don't mind paying, like, Super Mario Run, I pay $10. I don't mind paying $10 because that's what console game, like, pay money, you have the whole game. So, like, to me personally, I'm like, oh, cool, pay money and I have the whole game, maybe. We assume that's what they're going to do. But at the same point, I'm like, yeah, but I want it to be financially responsible for them, too. And I worry that if they do free to start, just from their side of things, it's not going to, like, this is a major IP.
Right.
That could perform masterfully on phones, and feels like they're just going to shortchange themselves on purpose. Which, again, a lot of you guys out there I know are going to view this as a positive, pro-consumer, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I also view it as, I don't really mind if it's pro-consumer or not on a phone. I want Nintendo to make bank, baby.
Right. I mean,
should I care about them making bank? Probably not, because they're a multi-billion-dollar company and I really don't give a crap.
Right.
But I don't know. It doesn't fit the ecosystem of phones, is basically what I'm saying.
Right.
So, like, I worry about how well, not just financially, just even in terms of people playing it after the first week. Because I don't hear anybody talk about Super Mario Run anymore.
Right.
But people still talk about Pokemon Go. People still talk to me about Fire Emblem Heroes. Both of those games are microtransaction laden. People are still technically talking a little bit about Animal Crossing. Microtransactions and Animal Crossing. It's like the things that work the way that people expect mobile games to work from a financial perspective seem to have a longer shelf life, is what I'm saying. And I don't want them to put a lot of effort in the Mario Kart Tour and then be like, yeah, but after a month, nobody cares. Or we'll stagger the release so people care for 2 months. First on iPhones, then on Android.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my thoughts. What do you guys have on this?
I mean, Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition came out, I believe, today. And, the first part of it actually is free.
Yep.
The first chapter. But, I mean, I already have the game on PS4, so I don't know. I'll play it just to see how, I like the little cheapy art design to see how it is, but I think every chapter is like another $3 or $4 or something like that. But I don't really know if I really would want to spend that kind of money on every chapter. I'd rather just, give me the whole package deal and I'm good.
Sure.
But with Mario Kart 8, with Mario Kart 8 here, I was like with Mario Kart Tour. Thank you. Got to correct myself. Lord. Yeah. With Mario Kart Tour, I don't know. I mean, it's one of them things. Like I said, I'm not a big microtransaction guy. I don't mind DLC. I don't mind DLC, but I prefer things just to be, I paid my $60 or however much the game costs, and then whatever the add-on is, but not the little cosmetic things. But once again, it's the mobile scene is a money game. I used to work for EA as a video game tester back when I was in college, and doing testing mobile games, there used to be an algorithm that they put in there that actually sent notifications to certain people that had money, I guess you could say it like that. That they had that right. I'm just messing with you. That they actually had a lot of money because they would keep buying microtransactions. So, like for example, if you open up the Simpsons Run or something like that, Nate or Eric, you open up, let's say, like a Nintendo game like Fire Emblem Heroes or something like what Heroes is, and you go to play the game. If you bought a lot of stuff microtransaction wise, every time that you would open up the game, it would automatically send you out a notification for something that some off the wall.
We actually see that in Tap Sports a lot.
Exactly.
Because I already know, like, that's a thing, obviously. Yeah.
Right, but if you don't, then they don't really bother you too much. They're like, oh, he's not even going to buy anything. We'll send him
Yeah, it's
something
just the way.
once in a while.
All you're gonna do is annoy people. Obviously, who
Right,
are
it's
gonna buy
almost
anything.
like it's almost like people putting ads, on stuff as you're trying to enjoy your
Yeah.
content. So
Well, ads can be done well.
if they're unobtrusive.
Right.
But there's sometimes I'll play a game, where like a city builder or something
Mm-hmm.
on my phone, and there might be like a little ad you can X out of on the bottom.
Right.
Like it doesn't really bother me too much.
Uh-huh.
I'll X out of it eventually, but I could just keep playing. It doesn't interrupt my
Yeah,
gameplay.
yeah, exactly.
But the thing is because you're working with such a small space on phone, basically most ads are going to be interstitials or things that take
Mhm.
over your screen.
Mhm.
Because it's just a small space.
No, for
You
sure.
could argue, oh well, the overlay ad isn't as obtrusive, but then it is blocking part of my gameplay screen.
Mm-hmm.
Give or take.
Right. But I'm saying it. I'm not saying that all of them are done, but it can be done gracefully in games.
Give me an example.
Like, let's say, I mean, they even like Tap Sports Baseball. Just because, you can seek out to watch the ads. They don't pop up over really anything. You can seek out to watch them. And the ones that do pop up, like to buy gold and buy things like that, they're not during gameplay
No.
per se.
No, well, no, they're not because they don't happen during the games. Like you're not getting it in between innings and stuff.
Right. Yeah, that would be the problem. That's where I'm saying it can be done.
It can still get annoying. Like even as someone who spends money in Task Force Baseball, literally between every game, between every action in the game, outside of when you're actually doing the act of pitching and hitting, or just hitting.
Right.
They're always throwing a new ad at me. And granted, I'm used to at this point just massively hitting that top right corner and Xing out. But it's, and I know why they're doing it because I've spent money and I've continually spent money. So they're just trying to hit me with the right deal to make me spend money again.
Right.
But it's still, it takes over my screen. And I know it's an advertisement within the same game for microtransactions, but it's still kind of, I don't know. As you heard, Be Righteous over there talking about how EA had an algorithm for this. Every mobile company has an algorithm for it. But, I'm not saying the algorithm is shady. It's smart.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to make more money if you're suggesting to people who spend money on your game to buy more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's going to work. I don't even think it's shady. It's just...
The funny thing is, if you have a child or something, and I think it's just so bad, letting children sometimes use your cell phone.
Children,
like a kid.
To be fair,
phone
children shouldn't even be able to purchase anything.
Right.
Even when my kids get their hands on my phone, they can't just buy stuff. They need my fingerprint and my password to purchase anything.
Mm-hmm.
So they're never going to be able to purchase anything on my phone. So I always view when you see this happen where, oh yeah, a kid was using my phone and ran up a $5,000 bill in whatever game.
Right.
It's why did you have no security on your purchases on your phone?
Right.
That's your fault, dude.
Right.
Because you could have left your phone unlocked at a bar and someone could have grabbed it and did that.
Yeah.
And they could have jacked your credit card information. So you really need to be careful about this stuff, what you're doing. Now, if it's the kid has their own phone and they do it, whose fault is that? Who put their credit card on their kid's phone?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Or who gave their kid a credit card? Well, it's just for emergencies. No, you do not give a kid a credit card. Ever. My parents one time gave me a credit card when I was younger to it was in my name technically. It was connected to their account, but basically they would give it to me once per week to go put gas in my car.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to teach me to be responsible with credit cards, but it also helped them out because they would pay it off and helps their credit rating.
Right.
So whatever, they gave it to me. I had to give it to them in between gas fill-ups and all this stuff. It wasn't really hard to abuse it, and the moment it gets abused, they just shut it off. Right. So what happened is the very first time they gave me the credit card, I went to the gas station, but I'm gonna go inside and pay. Because when I go inside, I can grab some extra shit and throw it on there.
Right.
And they're not gonna know because it's all gonna look like one charge on the bill. So whatever. So I do that. I fill my car up all the way. I grab a few things, and then I check out. And they're like, "Oh, where's the receipt?" I'm like, I didn't print one. I'm sorry. I usually don't print receipts because I pay in cash and walk out.
Yeah.
And they're just like, or I pay with my check card and I walk out, and I just don't give a shit about receipts.
Right.
So even to this day, I still really don't give a
No,
shit
I
too
don't
much
either.
about receipts. Being honest, it all shows up in my bank statement instantly. I know you need receipts to dispute claims. Whatever. I keep receipts for things that cost real money. Okay. Like expensive stuff. Okay. Like my Switch. I kept my receipt for my Switch.
Yeah.
You know, stuff that I'm actually might return someday. I get double charged for my gas. I'm just going to call them bitch and they usually take care of it.
Right.
Because I've had that happen once where I got double charged for my gas. And I just called my bank and they're like, okay, well, we'll put a lock on it and then, you know, call up the gas station and tell them about it. And they should be able to see their system and fix it. And that's really all it is. You don't even need proof of purchase because they can see it. They can look it up.
Yeah.
I just view the whole parenting thing with the credit card. And the end of that story was my parents weren't stupid. They knew it didn't take that much to fill. I spent at the time it only took $22 to fill my tank, and I spent like $35. So they're like $35 to fill your tank. The gas prices jumped. Nope. Okay, what the hell did you buy? I'm like just some snacks and shit. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
They're like, that's not they're like that's not what that credit card's for.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know. Don't give me a credit card. I'm telling you right now.
Right.
They're like, don't worry, we already canceled it. I'm like, oh,
Yay, thanks.
all right. But like that's the thing, you know. Even as my parents consider me a trustworthy enough kid to do it. Like, don't.
Right.
It's too tempting with kids because as I learned from like my future idiotic sister-in-law, just swipe it with plastic. It's okay.
Yeah. That's not actual money.
Yeah, until the bill comes due, and you're like, they just send me a piece of paper in the mail. That doesn't mean anything. I'll go about living my life. Like, just do not give kids credit cards or any access to your credit cards. And I understand there is a real problem where a kid might come and take your credit card and steal it, and that's something you need to deal with between you and your child.
Right.
But, and you know, I know about video game addictions and kids doing, like, I understand that a lot of this stuff can be predatory towards a child, and it does feel strange when you see mobile games that are clearly targeted at kids.
Oh, yeah.
Throw in these microtransactions, and you're just like, my kid shouldn't be seeing microtransactions.
Right.
Because they're going to keep asking, Mom and Dad, can I buy this?
Yeah,
I've already had that happen. My kids don't even have their own smartphones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, you cannot. I won't even pay for abcmouse.com.
Yeah.
I paid for it 1 month, and I'm like, this is a waste of fucking money.
Yeah.
Never doing it again.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing is, like, it doesn't bother me that the thing is just raise your kids better. We live in a different world. I didn't grow up with microtransactions.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to deal with as much of this. It didn't happen until I was already basically an adult when this started becoming popular. But it's still one of those, like, I'm trying to raise my kids to, one, understand the value of money. Mm-hmm. Every dollar can count, especially when you're younger. You know, you really want that new game, or heck, you really want to make that microtransaction purchase, and you better go out and earn the money. Mm-hmm. I'll put it on my card if you can pay me for it right now. Mm-hmm. I want them to understand that there's value behind this stuff, learn about money a little bit, be better with money than I am, and understand, you know, credit card situations. And I just want my kids to understand finances before they make financial decisions. So that being the case, I hate this predatory stuff, like in terms of throwing it in kids' games or whatever. But at the same point, your kids should know better.
Right.
Be better parents, because this is the world. So, I mean, I want to say companies need to be better about it, but they're not going to be because it's legal.
Right.
Because you can't purchase it without a credit card, which means you can't do it unless you're 18 or older, which means, you know, at the bottom line, it doesn't matter to throw it in a kid's game because kids shouldn't have access to that stuff. So it doesn't matter. They can legally get away with it, but it's kind of like, okay, you know they can legally get away with it, so you're going to have to address this with your kid. You can't ignore the problem. I'm just never going to give my kid a smart device. You're going to give your kid a smart device someday, or they're going to go behind your back and get one when they're 18.
Yeah.
Soon as they legally can, they're going to grab a credit card and go get a phone. And just raise your kids better. That's all I can say on this. Sorry. I know we're way off topic, but like Mario Kart Tour, I mean, again, it's a mobile game going free to start, which, again, as a person who doesn't like microtransactions, I appreciate it. But here's the thing. You know what? I already swore again. I'm going to swear one more time. Fuck Nintendo. Who cares about how much money they make? Because my whole concern with Mario Kart Tour was that it just wouldn't be financially successful.
Yeah.
Why the hell do I care?
Right.
Again, multi-billion-dollar company. They don't make money off Mario Kart Tour. Why? Who gives a hoot? As long as I get a fun game and I don't have to pay a lot for it.
Yep.
All right, time to pay
Pro
about
consumer.
$5 for that blue shell now.
Yes.
Because notice they didn't say it wouldn't have microtransactions.
Yes.
It could be one of those free to start that you pay for the full game and then still microtransactions on top. And then
Right.
the loot. Hey, technically, items when you hit a question block, that's a loot box. Randomized
That is
items.
true.
So now they start charging you.
Yeah,
You want a higher percentage to get that blue shell.
Yeah, right.
Or that bullet bill.
Oh, you're in first and you want to get a blue shell? Wait. wait.
No, higher percentage. Okay, well, because everyone wants to be the bullet, right? That gives you, when you're way behind, that gives you the best chance of catching up. You want back to back to back. Oh, you want a 50% shot at getting that? $2.99. Purchase now.
$3.50.
Oh, jeez.
Although we don't need the Loch Ness Monster around here, but
there'll be like the premium loot box pack for next 18 question blocks you hit.
Right.
Well, 50% chance of being a bullet. Anyways, I need to stop giving them ideas. Stop giving them ideas.
You know
$3.50.
they're going to listen to you, Nate. You know
Oh
that.
yeah, Nintendo listens to all my ideas.
That'll be the one idea they listen to.
I'm gonna be so mad if that happens. I might boycott the game. I'm sorry. There, as I just said, microtransactions don't bother me. There is a point.
Yes.
That I'm just like, eh. And the thing is, I don't really like loot boxes as much. It's weird because Task Force Baseball, it's all randomized, so it is all loot boxes. But I don't know. Maybe I just have an affinity for sports games.
Yeah.
Oh, you tell me kart racing is not a sport? I mean,
Yeah.
Kart racing is a sport.
Yeah.
Just Mario Kart racing is e-sport.
Esport.
All right, let's get to the last topic so we can wrap this bad boy up. And this last topic's really interesting because I saw a lot of videos and a lot of headlines on this that are basically saying Bandai Namco could be or is making Metroid Prime 4. And when I did the research on it, I'm just like, okay. So the research is basically that they are hiring a lead designer for what they are saying is an unannounced IP. Metroid Prime 4 is announced.
It's announced.
And it says it's a first-person shooter / adventure exclusive to Switch. And they are also making Ridge Racer 8. That was in there as well. And that's exclusive to Switch. So when I saw the report out there and all these headlines with Metroid Prime 4, I kept thinking, I understand why people think that because Bandai Namco has worked on Nintendo IP before. A first-person shooter / adventure exclusive for Switch sounds like Metroid, but then they say unannounced, and it's like, if it's unannounced, that wouldn't be Metroid Prime 4, so there's already some contradicting information for that. I'm not saying it's not Metroid Prime 4. I'm just saying that when I saw the headlines that basically assumed it was Metroid Prime 4, I rolled my eyes and decided not to report on it. Yes, I decided not to report on something because I felt everyone else was over-reporting on something that just for views.
Yeah.
Or hope. Maybe people hope.
Yeah.
So, be righteous. Do you want Bandai Namco to be making Metroid Prime 4?
I'm a little bit indifferent about it because the only games that I really know about from Bandai Namco that I remember is the Dragon Ball Z games and also Soul Calibur. I don't.
Smash.
I'm not too familiar. Right. I'm not too familiar with their other stuff that they've made throughout the years, but I do know that any game that they have made is very polished.
Pac-Man.
They don't have.
No.
They don't.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
Like Pac-Man.
Oh, right. Oh, thank you, Pac-Man. Of course. Oh my God.
Probably
How did I
Miss
forget
Pac-Man.
about that?
Miss
Why
Pac-Man.
did I? Oh my
Pac-Man
God!
Jr.
I cannot believe that I forgot about that.
I know, right? It's like one of the biggest games they've ever made.
Right. So, okay. Yeah, I'm done. All right. But anyway, yeah, Pac-Man. So,
It's okay.
have y'all
After
seen
Pac-Man, I keep drawing blanks as well, to be honest.
Right. And
So-
I should know that because of the older parts.
over there.
Yeah.
Right. But I just, I think that it's a good thing because sometimes you have to bring in people that, have a little bit different perspective than just your average game developer. And Bandai Namco, I think, would be a good addition to, the Switch's arsenal if they partnered up with Nintendo. I'm trying to look up to see
Other
what
stuff they
other
done.
yeah, well, like what other
Were
games
they
that
the
made.
third party company Nintendo worked with on Smash?
I believe so. That is correct.
I think they helped on Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS.
Yeah, because they had Pac-Man in there, which I should know that again. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's their biggest
This-
IP. Well, this
Yes.
was. I don't know that it's a big seller these days, but obviously, way back when.
Oh no, and they've made some of the anime Naruto too,
Okay.
but that's its own thing.
They also make casino games.
Yes.
So does Konami.
they've also-
Pachinko.
Yes. They've also made the Tales of Symphonia game.
Oh,
Nice.
Um,
You mean
Yeah,
they
I'm
made the
looking-
only Symphonia game that matters?
Yeah. So okay, I'm done. I think it's gonna be good.
Sold.
It's gonna be good.
Because-
They got some
right.
good games in their catalog. Yeah,
Eric,
it's-
that is something that we finally can agree on. I'm sorry about the Cooking Mama thing.
I was joking before.
I know. it's
I
all
wasn't.
good. It was messing with you.
give me that cooking, mama.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how lovely I am. Tell me how well I chop those
I've
onions.
actually never played Cooking Mama, so yeah.
It's like surgery with food.
All right.
That's why I brought up Trauma
Good.
Team. It's Trauma
Yeah.
Team with food.
Nice.
Okay, and then Bandai Namco is also done Tekken as well. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah. The thing is, I know I was throwing some shade at how people reported on it. I actually want Bandai Namco making Metroid.
Yeah.
One, because I think they, in general, make pretty good quality games. Doesn't mean they don't have their duds. Everyone does, Nintendo included. But it's also being headed up by someone from Nintendo. So having another Japanese studio with another person from Nintendo heading it up, that to me could be a recipe for success and maybe exactly what the Metroid franchise needs. In terms of, and the thing is, it's not like they didn't try this already with Other M. They went with a different studio, but this is Prime we're talking about. Totally different thing than Other M tried to be. So I'm very curious to see if this ends up being true, because the counter argument to everything I said, when they said, a lead designer for unannounced games, Nintendo doesn't want them announcing they're involved.
Yeah.
So, like, how else are they gonna, put it? I argue there's a better way to put than unannounced, because unannounced means no one knows this game exists, versus hiring a lead designer for an unannounced IP. You could say hiring a lead designer for a Switch exclusive IP.
Right, true.
Hiring a lead designer for a surprise IP.
Yeah.
For, a Nintendo IP or a new IP, or there's so many different ways to put it. When you say unannounced, it's kind of like,
Well-
that's pretty definitive that this game has not been announced, that you're working on.
What?
What? Who knew that
no,
unannounced
no.
meant a game's not announced?
Well, maybe it's not announced by Bandai Namco. It's announced by Nintendo, but it's not announced by them.
Oh, gee. Anyways, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want them making. It also would be cool though if they weren't making Metroid, but they are making an exclusive first-person adventure exclusive to Switch.
Yeah.
That's exciting, because now you could be talking about it could be a new IP, exclusive for Switch, in addition to Metroid Prime 4. Like
Guys, they
that.
also did Nino Kuni. Oh my god! So
Oh my!
yeah,
Oh jeez, they make like almost all my favorite games. Oh my god!
Lord.
Oh my
Herman
god!
Lord.
But yeah, again, I don't want to throw shade at too hard at people who reported it as Metroid Prime 4. I just want to note that half of the announcement refutes the Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
So, setting that aside, I actually would love to see them make it. I hope they're making it. And obviously, Ridge Racer 8, great, sweet. Glad to see it coming exclusive to the Switch. It doesn't usually sell very well, so I'm not really that worried about it. But, it's kind of like when a Sight truck came out. It's like, yeah, they're bringing the Sight back with trucks. And then, to be honest, it really was nothing like Excitebike. I was hoping it would be, it was basically your standard run around in a world with a truck game. And I'm just like, no, make this like a monster truck thing on a circular course with obstacles. How hard is this? That's Excitebike. Do it with trucks in 3D. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyways.
you know what franchise they really need to bring back, y'all? Cruising USA. Oh my god!
Cruising. Hey, I still see some of those.
My favorite
Arcade games.
racing
Arcade
game
games,
of
yeah.
all time. Of all time.
No, what I want to see happen is, because there are still some arcade games around, like even our movie theater, there's some arcade games. There is a virtual reality Mario Kart arcade game. I want that to like come stateside and be everywhere right now.
That'd be awesome.
That would do so well.
That would be so good.
Like if that was at our movie theater, there'd be lines just to play it. Forget the movie.
Yeah, right.
I'd be there. I'd try to own the system all day. What? I brought $75 in quarters. My bad.
Whoops.
Whoops.
All
But
right.
you know it takes 20s, right? Yeah, but quarters makes me stay on the system longer.
Quarters make me feel more important.
But it's $5 per play. I'm like,
I gotta
$5 in quarters,
Transaction
baby.
is not a problem.
Bloop, 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 bloop. How many did I put in? Nobody cares.
I just want to feel awesome because I got a pillowcase full of quarters.
I just want to feel awesome throwing a pillowcase of quarters. Yeah, but I'm going to steal from that pillowcase. No, because I'm sitting on
I'm gonna hit you with it. No.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, do you have any thoughts on this, Eric?
No, I think we covered it. It sounds like a fantastic idea.
Yeah, basically, I'm saying that I think it more likely than not that they're not making Metroid Prime 4 based just on the same information that I'm looking at that everyone else is looking at.
I think it's probably reporting out of hope.
Could be. Well, I mean, when you think about Switch exclusive, that automatically makes you think Nintendo's funding it.
Right.
Because it's exclusive. And then you think first-person shooter / adventure game. The only one Nintendo has is Metroid Prime. They have no other first-person adventure game that's a first-person shooter.
Right.
So it's like,
well, all right.
there is nothing else they've ever created but Prime. So when you think about that, that's where people are getting the Prime feeling.
Right.
It must be Prime 4. It's already announced. We know they're making it. They haven't talked about it since they announced showed the title at E3. And, they said it's a new, group of people making it, not Retro Studios. And yeah, I mean, I understand where people get it from, but I also, feel like your eyes jump to that and ignore the part that comes before it where they say it's an unannounced game. Again, their caveat, Bandai Namco didn't announce it. So it's still unannounced. That's the thing. There's so many ways you could take this stuff. That's why I'm not going to write it off.
Right.
I'm not going to say Bandai Namco is not making this could very well be a reference to Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
I understand why people think that way. I just feel like if you're going to look at one part of the sentence, you have to look at the rest. And the rest tells me that it's unannounced. So it can't be that. But again, interpretations. People can read it whatever they want into anything. I'm reading into this as, hey, look, they didn't say they're making Metroid Prime 4, so I'm not going to take it as they're making Metroid Prime 4.
But they didn't
I will believe it
explicitly say they weren't making.
I know, right? Like, I will believe it when they actually announce that they're the people making it, kind of thing. It's kind of one of those, and some people, you're a hypocrite, Nate, because you report on rumors all the time. You're right, but this isn't, I wouldn't classify this as a rumor.
No.
This is someone put up a post hiring people for what they are saying is an unannounced IP. So the report, if I was to do this, I would say Bandai Namco is working on an unannounced first-person shooter / adventure game for Switch or exclusive for Switch. That would be how I would report on it because that's what it is. Now I might speculate in there that it could be Metroid Prime 4.
Right. Could be, but you weren't saying it is.
But I don't know that it is. I could also speculate it could be a zillion other things. I'd look at their back catalog. I'd see, is there any other, not necessarily, is it a previous IP they've done?
Yeah.
Are they, is there any possible chance that it's a different Nintendo IP?
Or a completely brand new one.
Or a new one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, it would just be Metroid Prime 4 would just be one possibility of many. Is basically what I'm saying. But yeah, I would love to see them make it. I don't know what they would do differently with it. I don't know, maybe fans would be afraid of what they might do differently. I don't know. I think the general perception so far has been positive, probably because of Bandai Namco's work on Smash. A lot of people think that Smash for Wii U and 3DS, if it's not the best Smash game, it's second to Melee. You always have those people, those Melee purists that don't think anything, no Smash game's better than Melee, ever. I'm like, okay. All right, you keep doing it. I thought Brawl was better than Melee, to be honest. People think Brawl's the worst Smash game. So it is what it is. Personal opinions. Subjective opinions.
I like the original.
OG N64, baby.
Yeah.
Down B, Thundershock with Pikachu. All day long, baby. Yep. All day. Spam it. Spam. That's all I used to do. All right, well, that's going to do it, I think, for this episode of the Nintendo Prime Podcast, episode 52.
Fitted to.
I want to thank Be Righteous for coming on this week.
All right. It was good times.
Good times. If you would like to be on an episode of the Nintendo Prime Podcast, Eric, how can they pull that one off?
Go to Patreon and support us for $20.
Patreon.com/Nintendo Prime. It's also kind of cool. We added that this recently. If you on Patreon support us for $10 up or more, I have figured it out. It happened for this episode. We live stream the recording of our podcast.
You get to see the nice green screen behind us.
Yeah, to the $10 and up backers. I don't know if there's anybody watching this one as we're recording. It doesn't really matter because it doesn't impact what we do. And we already technically like it because we are recording directly to YouTube. Yep. And it makes it actually easier to get a video file. Although now that I have faster internet, it might not really matter. It might not be any easier for me. But it's still convenient, I guess. And it's a good perk for you guys to have. So yeah, it like when I say it's raw and unedited, like raw, the stream started today and the camera wasn't even set up. It was pointed like randomly off. Yep. You had to see us set up the mics and do sound checks and like, because that's what it is. It's a raw, unedited, behind the scenes look at the full, what it takes to get this podcast going. So yeah, that's kind of a cool thing for people who like to get behind the scenes a little bit with how we do things here.
Yeah.
Be Righteous wasn't even on the stream yet.
Yeah, no.
When we started it. But that's just how it works. And I figured out how to do it. For anyone who has a Patreon and you're trying to figure out how can I do live streams, I've been trying to do it with YouTube, it doesn't work. You need to do it through an event. You can't do it through a normal live stream method. So you have to do an unlisted event and then get the URL of that. So anyways, that was the key missing ingredient. That's why it didn't work last week. Mark Greenberg, I apologize. I know how PO'd you were.
Yeah.
Over you trying to watch it live last week and it just wasn't working. But that's the thing. I'm not checking my phone. I'm not checking things during the podcast.
Right.
This is the podcast. Hopefully it's working.
Yeah.
If it's not working, then hey, we have an audio version.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, for $5 a month, you also get the audio version, the full edited audio version on Sundays. And the video version, as always, or hopefully mostly always moving forward, comes out on Mondays. Be Righteous. Buddy. Is there anything you want to plug? Your Twitter or anything else?
Y'all can follow me on Twitter at BW2Righteous, and YouTube page is youtube.com/BWRighteous. This weekend I'm going to be playing Lost Sphere. Going to be doing some recordings of that, and also I'm getting into, let's see, maybe either Dandara or Mercenary Saga. I haven't decided yet, but I'll probably have that on my channel at some point.
Oh,
very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah. Is there anything you want to address before we sign out, Eric?
I just want to say thank you for watching episode Clay Matthews.
What does Clay Matthews have to do with this?
52.
Oh, jeez.
Episode Clay Matthews.
Oh, jeez. Get out of here with that. This is also the day that the Cavaliers blew up their team, so that's fun.
That is very true.
That's fun. NBA trade deadline.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of fun this year. Usually it's not very fun. This year it's like, hey, the Cavs decided to blow up their whole roster.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they needed to, but
it happens.
It is what it is. All right, folks. We will catch you guys next. Oh, I guess I never even plugged the Nintendo Prime stuff, did I? Hey, subscribe to us on youtube.com/c/Nintendo Prime YT. Just type Nintendo Prime into the search bar. We show up. You can also follow us on Twitter at Ninty Prime. We're not up on that gram. I've had some people asking me about getting on Instagram. I just don't know that I take enough pictures to randomly.
What would we share anyways?
Well, it's Instagram. So buy a new game, you take a picture of it with your phone and throw the gram up. Hey, look what I just bought. Look at this sick eShop. Look, I'm at Walmart. Look at this empty display case of Switches. Oh my god! Like people go nuts for this kind of stuff.
You mean kind of like I was visiting my sister this weekend and we went bowling, and at the bowling alley they had a nice empty trophy case, and in it just a sign that says Minnesota Vikings trophy case. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
See, and if we were an NFL grammar or a Packer grammar, that would be perfect.
Oh, for sure.
That's the thing. Like, that's what Gram's for. It's just like Twitter used to be kind of for that, where you just snap random photos and you throw it up. Yeah. Now Twitter is more about conversations, which is fine.
Yeah.
So Gram's kind of become that. Hey, just gram your life, throw it up, take pictures. I remember Facebook actually used to be like. Some people still do it on Facebook, but Facebook's kind of grown into. It kind of dips its foot into everything.
Yeah.
Now you can do streams. Now you can, you've been able to post videos for a while. You can update your life. You can post photos. You can make things private, public, blah, blah, blah. Whereas Graham's like, nah, man, everything's public. Just toss it up. Become an Instagram model. There's no way to make ad revenue on Instagram.
Yeah.
But it gets people jobs.
Yeah.
So It is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Episode 52. That is a wrap. We'll catch you next week.